First, I want to tell you a joke. A Soviet intelligence officer comes to a Parisian bistro, orders a glass of tea and drinks. Then the waiter runs up to him and says, "Oh, monsieur is a Russian spy." "How did you recognize me?" the scout asks. Monsieur put sugar in the glass, stirred it with a spoon, and drank with the spoon in the glass, as it done only in the Soviet Union. Well, next day the spy sits in another bistro and drinks tea without a spoon. But this waiter also understands who is sitting at the table. He explains that the visitor took out a spoon, but out of habit left his thumb as if holding the spoon. Later our officer orders tea for the third time in a new bistro, confident that no one will expose him for sure, but fails again. The waiter answers the question of the discouraged spy. While drinking tea, he closes his right eye so that the spoon doesn't fall into it. Many true word is spoken in jest. A scout should know not only the language of the country he works in, but also what and how the local people eat, what they dress, what books and music they like. Today I want to show you the educational album Life, Morals and Customs of the Population of Finland. It was created and used by the Soviet military intelligence in the 1970s.
Use of a napkin, placed on the knees but not on the collar. You can wipe your hands and lips. This is how they eat with a fork. Do not assist yourself with a knife. This is how they hold a fork and knife. Use of a knife and fork. Cut roasts and appetizers into pieces as they are eaten. Hold a small piece with the fork. This is how they hold the knife. The fork should be in your left hand, not on the table. Thus, they hold the fork. It's always in the left hand. Take bread with your hands. Then put it on a plate on the left. A knife and fork on the left and right on the plate mean that the visitor continues to eat. While eating, bread is eaten with butter. Oil balls are on a plate on the right. A bowl piece of butter is taken with a knife, which is on the left plate, put on the bread and spread. Then the knife must be put in its original place. Lunch, first course, soup, broth. In front there is a shared plate of appetizers. Snacks are taken as needed with a special fork or spoon on the shared plate. This is how a glass is held, not at the stem. Wine, vodka and other alcoholic beverages are drunk in small portions, a glass in 2-3 doses. They don't clink glasses. They raise them to the level of their mouths and give toasts. After eating, the spoon and the fork are placed on the plate together, which means that the visitor has finished eating. The waitress brings the next dish. Cafeteria with a buffet. Lunch fee is from 400 to 500 markas. The visitor can choose snacks, the first, second and third courses according to their taste. Eat as much as they want. Plates, knives and forks are on the table along with the snacks. A hot dish is on the stove or on another table. It is not recommended to put a lot of food in the plates. It's better to approach the table several times. Outdoor cafeteria. It is obligatory to take off the headgear. It is not customary to rush waiters here. Wait patiently. After all, you came here to rest. In a workers' cafeteria. In a restaurant, cafeteria and hotel, it is customary to pay from 30 to 40 markas for cloakroom attendant service. Table setting for coffee. There is a sugar spoon in a sugar bowl. They take sugar with the spoon, but do not stir it in their cup. Don't take a coffee pot, it's a waiter's job. Sit, they will pour you a drink. Pour cream into your coffee by yourself, to taste. Do not abuse cream and sugar. They drink black coffee more often. Sugar is taken with a shared spoon. It's stirred with a spoon lying on a saucer by the cup. It is usual to put 2 or 3 sugar lumps. 1 lump is equal to 1/4 of a sawn sugar piece. Sawn sugar is one of common names of Soviet-made lump sugar. If there is no spoon or tongs in the sugar bowl, sugar is taken with hands. It is not customary to take sugar from a sugar bowl with your own spoon. Stirring coffee. Do not ring with a spoon. Do everything quietly. Do not draw attention to yourself. Tying a tie. Please note, the knot must be small. Reading a book. Don't sprawl. Keep yourself humble. Wearing a sweater, vest, under a suit. Pay attention to the hair and mustache. On a sweater, jumper, all buttons are buttoned, which is not usually done while wearing a jacket. A sweater, it is not tucked into pants. Wearing a suit, the vest buttons are always fastened. The pocket flaps are untucked. A suit with a jumper, butterfly. Look how a pocket square is worn. Wearing a hat. A jacket is not buttoned. On a bus stop. Pay attention to people's clothing and behavior. The usual headgear of rural areas residents is a kepi with a stem. At the market, even being dressed in a good suit, they wear backpacks. Waterproof short raincoats. Shoes with pointed toes must always be clean. For a man, his shirt collar, cuffs, and shoes are a special concern. They must always be thoroughly cleaned. Wearing removed gloves. Pay attention to a ring. It is usually worn on the ring finger of the left hand, the hand of the heart. A uniform of a glass factory worker. Pecs are common footwear for Lapland residents. A tram. Get on the tram where others board, usually at the back platform. It is customary to walk on the right side of a sidewalk. You should walk slowly, waddling a little. A bicycle is a common form of transport in rural areas and small towns. This is how bicycles are left on the street if there are no special stalls for them. A taxi stop. A small house on the left is a toilet. The nearest entrance is for women, the farthest is for men. Signs say Nazille Meyahille. This is a paid toilet. In the booth with the sign taxi, there is a taxi call machine. A taxi stand. Follow the queue. A petrol station. A long-distance bus. Entrance is at the back platform. Exit is at the front one. The back of the bus is a smoking area. This is easy to spot as this compartment has ashtrays embedded in the wall. A ferry. Note how bicycles and personal belongings are attached to the bus. On the roof, in a bus, there is a mesh shelf at the top where you can put unnecessary things: a hat, a newspaper, a magazine, gloves, etc. But not a suitcase. There is a special compartment for a suitcase at the back of the bus. Before you sit next to someone, you should ask for permission. Consent. A stand for public messages. Advertisements. Next to it, there is a telephone booth. Rest in a garden, park. To sit down next to couples or women is inappropriate. It's better to look for free space. A hotel room for 2 people. The price is from 2,500 to 3,500 Finnish marks. There are 3 call buttons in the room by the door. The first one is for a porter. The second one is for a waiter. The third one is for a courier. Worship in the Lutheran Church. Worshippers sit on benches with prayer books in their hands. Do not cross themselves and do not bow.